following will be the overview for Infor Visuals, version 908. The 908 overview begins with 5 planning enhancements, followed by enhancements for auto issue. There are multiple options added. We'll also cover shipping accounts being added to the order process. Then we'll move into document references for PO receipts. And finally, we'll look at the financial enhancements, including posting financials as well as a new report. Planning functionality has 5 enhancements that we will cover. We'll begin by looking at 2 enhancements for display. This includes adding promise, ship, and delivery dates, as well as seeing customer and vendor information. Once I'm in the material planning window, I'm going to go into the configuration table. And the first item that I'll display is the customer name has been added. Staying on the demand side, I'm going to go down and you should be able to see promise dates as well as promise delivery date has been included. I'll turn those on, go back to the material planning grid, and you can see those columns have been added to the right hand side and they appear on the demand side. Going back into the configuration table, I can show you one more addition. I'm going to scroll down to the vendor name. I'll include that column. And over here now on the supply side, you can see the vendor name has been included in our grid. The next planning enhancement is to show document attachments inside of the planning window. The enhancement is based upon the part selected in the header. I'm going to go down to document reference. In here you'll be able to find the documents that are attached to the parts from part maintenance. I'll select one of them as an example, and you should be able to see that I can display one of the linked documents from document reference. Additionally, a new summary view for trace remaining quantities has been added to the planning window. Once again, going underneath the info menu, I'll go into trace summary. In here you can see the display. It's summarizing the quantities that are out there for the trace records at this point in time. Under the options menu, you can configure this current summary view and work with the displays that are similar to looking at the trace maintenance window. Prior to the trace summary enhancement, we did have a trace details table, but it was difficult to see the remaining quantities. The last planning enhancement to review can be found in the manufacturing window. This is the export to Excel added for material availability. With the work order open in the manufacturing window, I'm going to go to Info, Material Availability, and here you can see our view for material availability. I'm going to go to the File menu, and now you'll notice that there is a Send to Excel feature. Here you can see the output for my material availability being sent to Excel. Scrolling across, you can see the level of detail. Auto issue functionality has been enhanced with additional calculation options. There are now 3 options for setting up auto issue parts. They can be found underneath the Faults tab inside of Site Maintenance. Previous auto issue functionality was based upon the quantities reported complete on a labor ticket. The new additions include first run labor ticket against the operation or the run complete for an operation. Let's review a few examples. Starting in the manufacturing window, you can see my example includes an operation with one requirement on the work order. On the right hand side, I'm now going to go through and work with that operation on my labor ticket entry. For my example, the administrative setup includes automatically compute the quantity complete, or I could have used the percentage of completion quantity complete by hours to demonstrate this example. Based on using that setting, I'm going to go in, enter 1 hour of elapsed time, and you'll notice that the quantity complete is also equal to 1 based upon my setup on the work order. Going back to the manufacturing window and I'll refresh, you'll notice that the display updates to graphically show you the 1 being completed. Opening the material issues view, we can see that the quantity of 1 has also been auto issued. Continuing this example, I'm going to go back to the labor ticket entry and I'm going to select Run Complete and create a new ticket. There won't be any hours or any added quantity at this point in time. And if I go back to the manufacturing window and look at the materials issued, it still stays at 1, even though I've set the run to complete. Going back to site maintenance, I want to review the option, which is based upon reporting quantities when run complete is checked. Using a similar work order as our last example, I'm going to go in to labor ticket entry, also add in 1 hour, which will equate to 1 unit being completed. This time I'm going to check the run complete on this labor ticket, save, refresh the manufacturing window, and you can see the complete requirement being issued to the work order. I can go to material issues. Notice the full quantity of 8 for the requirement is issued to the work order based upon setting run to complete. Now let's look at the option, which is based upon the first run labor ticket against the operation. I have created a similar example. I'm going to go into labor ticket entry, and you notice that I have set the transaction type to run. I'll enter the elapsed hour again, 1 hour, and the quantity completed and the run complete are not needed. It's the run type that's the key. And as you can see, refreshing the manufacturing window, I've issued all the material to the work order based upon the first run labor ticket to the job. The material issue view displays the 8 units in that one inventory transaction. Next, we will look at the customer shipping account numbers being added. Throughout the order process, we have several places where we identify ship vias. The following enhancement will allow you to recognize a charge account number per ship via per customer. A new dialog has been added for shipping charge accounts. For each ship via, I can recognize an account number. This dialog is also available inside of customer order entry as well as order management. Inside of customer maintenance, the ship via in the shipping charge account can be found underneath the shipping tab. You'll notice that the charge account cannot be modified from the tab. Shipping addresses also include ship vias as well as the new ship charge accounts. Each shipping address has its own ship via. Accounts set up in the shipping charge dialog will appear here. Customer order entry includes ship via underneath the sold to, ship to tab, and here you can see that it exists with the new ship charge account. I can modify the account number from here, or I can switch to ship via and it will reflect the setup. The customer view panel has also been enhanced to show you the shipping charge account. Shipping entry will also include the new ship charge account underneath the ship via here inside of the general tab. I can modify or even switch to ship via similar to order entry. Shipping entry does include additional security for the ship charge account. Here I am inside of security maintenance set up for one of my users. I'm going to go into program field security and I'm going to make the field read only. By making it read only, going back into the shipping entry window, you'll notice that I cannot modify the account number. Other applications, BODs, and a list of reports, as you can see to the right, have been updated for the charge account addition. As an example, I'm going to show you the pack list. I've gone in and I've modified my pack list, and you can see that I've put the shipping charge account here on the screen. Document references have been added to the PO receipts entry. You will also see the document references inside of receiving inspection. Access to documents can be found underneath the edit menu. You will find document references as well as line document reference available. Or you could also choose to use the icons. In this example, I'm showing you the documents icon, and you can see that there are documents attached to this one receipt, and you'll also notice that I have line level, as well as I'm able to go through and show you the new reference type of receiver. There's also line level references. As you can see, it's activated here in this case, and I can open it up and just focus on the specific line that I have selected. You can also go into document lifecycle, and you can see the icon for this one receiver. I can drill down, similar to going into document reference. Receiving inspection also includes document references, selecting one line item and going into document line item references from here. Enhancements have been made in the financial posting process. We'll begin by looking at post-manufacturing journals. There's a new report summary selection that can be used for displaying multiple options. In post-manufacturing journals, I'm going to go under the reports menu. and then into GL transactions. Inside of that menu, you'll notice there's a new option now, report types. I have detail, that was the existing option, and I also have a summary selection. Displaying the detail option, you'll notice the amount of detail for debits and credits for each transaction for the selection that I've made. And of course, all of these selections have that option. And now I can show you the summary view, and you'll notice that everything is just down to the total amounts for each selected option. Additional enhancements can be found inside of the Post Financial Journals utility, starting with access from the Ledger menu. Also, the revalue transactions are available now. If you use single batch transactions, that functionality exists. We added program security and a new preference for the null batch date. Beginning from the Ledger menu, you can now see the access to the Post Financial Journals is available here. Once the window is open, you can notice on the bottom, we can process the revaluation journal at this point. Next, we can go through and look at accounting entity. There's a setting in there for create financial batches with only one transaction. That functionality has been added to the Post Financials. Further, we can go over to security, and underneath program security, you can find Post Financial Journals now. You can give yes, read only, and no access by user. And our last enhancement is a preference, and it was for the null date setting, which existed previously for the Post Financial Journals. However, now it gives you added security by user. Thank you for watching this video on Visual version 908.